This is your first game, my child. I hope you win. I hope you win for your sake, not mine. Because winning's nice. It's a good feeling, like the whole world is yours. But it passes. This feeling, and what lasts, is what you have learned. And what you learn about is life. That's what sports is all about. Life. The whole thing is played out in an afternoon. The happiness of life, the miseries, the joys, the heartbreaks. There's no telling what will turn up. There's no telling whether they'll toss you out in the first 5 minutes or whether you'll stay for the long haul. There's no telling on how you'll do. You might be a hero or you might be absolutely nothing. There is just no telling. Too much depends on chance, on how the ball bounces. I'm not talking about the game, my child. I'm talking about life. But it's life that the game is all about, just as I said. Because every game is life, and life is a game. A serious game, dead serious. And that's what you do with serious things. You do your best. You take what comes. You take what comes and you run with it. Winning is fun, sure, but winning is not the point. Wanting to win is the point. Not giving up is the point. Never being satisfied with what you have done is the point. Never letting up is the point. Never letting anyone down is the point. Play to win, sure, but lose like a champion, because it's not winning that counts. What counts is trying.
Now you can see that it is a very simple poem, but it is a very motivating poem. It is a very encouraging poem. Through a simple poem and a simple idea, a father is speaking to his child and helping him calm his nervousness just before the first sports event. That is a very simple event. Using that simple idea, he projects a very, he gives us advice. The poet gives us advice on a very serious subject. That is the major serious game of life, how to deal with life. He teaches us the lessons of life. The poem, it is very simple, but it has layers of meaning and it contains many valuable advice for life. The title itself, What Counts as Trying, is the basic idea or the basic advice of the poem is that you should not lose hope. You should keep on trying in life or in any sports event. In any, not all the people can be winners. Only some of them can be winners, or at least there is only one winner. But what is important is not winning. It is your attitude. It is the experience that you gain from taking part. It is the attitude of never giving up, or it is the attitude of keeping on trying and doing your best. That is the basic, the most important idea or most important advice of the poem. Life, in the first stanza itself, the poet or the father says that you should not get winning or success get to your head. Another important lesson, he says that this feeling of winning is nice because you feel like you have owned the whole world, but it is not it is temporary. It is not for all the time. It is not permanent. What is permanent is the experience. Here the point means that you should not let success and a great feeling get to your head. You should not become proud and haughty. What you should do is that, because that feeling of excitement is just momentary, what you should do is you have to learn lessons from that feeling. You have to learn, you have to take that experience and understand what you have gone through, because those experience, that lessons will help you in your further challenges. If you get caught up in that feeling of excitement and that feeling of success, you will not be able to learn anything. You will not be able to face your other challenges. If you have to focus on the experience, you have to try hard your best, and only then you can face the next challenges. That is the another important advice of the poem, that you should not let success get to your head. Then the speaker says, or the parent says, that Life is also, this game is a small game. Sports is a small game. It's like it is played in the afternoon. You may win, you may lose, you may become very happy when you win, and you will become very sad when you fail. And there may be many twists and turns. Everything depends on chance. You will not know how the ball will bounce. It may sometimes fall right into your hand. It may bounce high up. You may not even be able to catch it. So same is the thing with life. Life is also like this. It is very unpredictable. Nobody can say what will happen in life. It is full of twists and turns. Sometimes good things will happen and you will be joyous. Sometimes you may lose everything and you will be drowned in sorrows and miseries. And it can have lots of heartbreaks. It can have many joyous moments. Life is also like that. Game is just like a game. You have to learn to accept life as it is. And everything, there is no telling. Everything depends on chance. Sometimes you may be at a disadvantageous position. You may not get the things that you want. Things happening around you is not what you want. You may not, things may not happen the same way that you want them to happen. But still you should not lose heart. You must take and run with it. Even if you do not get the ball, you have to, in the game, if you do not get the ball, you have to run after the ball, get it and run with it. So the same way what happens in life, you have to accept it, make the best out of the situation and keep on trying. But if you lose heart and you say, I cannot move forward like this, I will lose. And if you give up in the beginning itself, then you will lose, that is for sure. And you will lose like a loser without putting in any effort. And everything depends on chance. You have to keep trying till the very end. Miracles may happen, tables may turn. At the very last moment, tables may turn and you may win. So you should never give up hope. Because if you give up hope, if you lose your goal and if you let up, if you stop doing your best and if you stay out of the game, you will never get the experience. You will let yourself down. You will never gain the experience or you will never gain the confidence to face another challenge. So this very first challenge itself, you should not be nervous. You should try your best. The father tells the child that you should not stop trying. If you stop trying, you will let yourself down. And if you are in a team sports, you will let your team members down. Life also, you have many team players, those people around you who depend on you, who look up to you. If you stop trying, if you accept your defeat, you will be letting others down, which is very bad. And this sports event is a small event. It takes one afternoon, but life is a very, very serious game. And when it is a serious game and it is a serious thing, you have to put up your best effort. You have to treat it very seriously. And through these lines, we see that through a small sports event, the father is educating the child about life and its lessons. Here, the speaker is educating the reader about life and its lessons. Sports is a simple thing, but life is a sport. It is a game. Every game teaches you something about life because life itself is a game. This is one major metaphor which runs throughout the poem. In life also, you do not know what will happen. Sometimes you may go and live a very long life and live a glorious life. Sometimes your life may be cut short, but you have to do your best during the small time that is given. In the game, sometimes you may play on for a long time, you may win the prize. Sometimes only 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, the other team may cut you out. They may put you out of the game. So you do not know what happens. And everything depends upon the way the ball bounces. Everything depends on chance. In life also, chance plays a very important role. Sometimes the ball may bounce very high. Sometimes the ball may bounce very low. But if you are a good player, if you are a talented player, if you are an experienced player, you need experience of life, you need experience of game. Only then you will be able to predict somewhat what is going to happen. That it will come only through experience. An experienced good player will be able to predict how the ball will bounce. So he will be prepared beforehand. So he'll have his moves ready. And then he will be at an advantageous position. For that, you have to take part. You should not stand aside and let things happen. You should take part and get the experience. But even with experience, sometimes things can go wrong. Sometimes you can judge wrongly. But you should not consider it as a bad thing. You should not give up hope if your judgment has become wrong or if you have started at a wrong turn, wrong way if you have started, you should buckle yourself up. You should gain the confidence and start moving on with things. You have to put in your effort till the last. Here the point means that even at the last things can change. You have to be optimistic. In order to face life, optimism is a very important quality. And at the towards the end of the poem, the poet or the parent says that life is not all about winning, or sports is not all about winning. You should be a good sportsman, because in sports there could be wins and there could be victories and there could be defeats. You have to learn to accept both the victories and the defeats with the in the same way. If you, put in your best effort and you win, then you are a champion. It's a wonderful feeling. Then if you, there's another choice. You can think that I am not going to win, and you can stop trying and get out of the game right from the beginning. Even then you lose, but then you lose like a loser. Then there is another option. Even if your beginning may not have been good, even then you keep on trying, you struggle till the last, and you may win. Then you feel like a great champion, because at a disadvantageous place you started and you won. You are a great champion, true champion. Again, even after trying at the very last, till the last moment, you may lose. You may not win. It is not actually losing like a loser. It is actually losing like a champion, because you feel good about yourself, because you have put up your best efforts, you have tried till the last. That is what a champion does. He never gives up hope. He never gives up the goal. Whether you win or you lose, it is not important. Winning is good, but winning is not the ultimate point. The ultimate point is your attitude, your resilience to keep on trying. In life also, that is what matters. You should be optimistic. You should learn to accept your defeats in the same way that you accept your victories. Victories should not go to your head. They should not make you proud, and defeats should not go to your heart. They should not make you dejected. You should learn to accept both of them in the same manner. You should be able to learn from the activities or from the challenges you face. You should be able to learn something. That experiences you should be able to imbibe, and that should make you more prepared and more confident and more experienced to face the next challenges in life. And another quality is that you should not only work for yourself, you should not only win for yourself or do things for yourself, because life is a team game. You should support others, and you should never blame others. You should not let yourself down, you should not let other people down, and you should not blame others for your failure, because that is what you do in your team. You support others, you don't blame others, you don't pull others down, you support others. Only then can you, as a team, you can move forward. In this poem, we see that through a simple event of sports, the poet teaches the readers or the students about life. He teaches us how to face life, how to face sports. He gives us many valuable ideas and many valuable advices about life. see that this is a very simple poem, but it has layers and layers of meaning. It's a simple event, a sports game, and a father talking to his son, calming his nervousness. But through that, he educates the speaker, educates the child or the reader about the various aspects of life, or the lessons. He advises the kid about lessons of life. So it is not a very simple, it appears to be a simple poem, but it is not a simple poem. It has layers of meaning. One of the most important imagery of the poem is the metaphor of the game of life. Here the poet compares through a metaphor. It is an indirect comparison, not a direct comparison. The poet says that life is a game. It is not like a game, life is a game. It is a very popular comparison between life and game. We have heard it many times. We have heard other comparisons like life is like a box of chocolate. It's like a box of assorted chocolates, and it is full of surprises. Otherwise, we have heard life is like an ice cream, lick it before it melts, or that means life is short. There is another saying that we are all just actors in a play. Life is a drama. Here the poet uses the metaphor of life is a game, and we are all actually players, or we are sometimes, if it's a team sport, we are a team players in a sporting event. It is a big game. Life is a very serious big game. A sporting event takes place in one small afternoon, but life as a game, it starts from birth to death, and you will have many team players with you whom you have to support, who will support you also, and you have to put in your best effort right from the beginning to the end. And sometimes you may win, sometimes you may lose, but if you lose without trying, you are a loser, and if you win, you are a winner. And even then, if sometimes you may lose in spite of all the efforts, you may lose, but still you lose like a champion. You do not lose like a loser. There is another imagery in which the poet talks about losing like a champion. Here it is a simile. He is comparing the loser to a champion. He is comparing the person who loses to a champion. So it is actually a simile, but you can see that these are two contrasting words. A champion is somebody who wins, and losing means somebody who has not won. So these contrast, he uses this contrast, and he brings out the idea very clearly. Because when you try very hard, you have the quality of a champion. A champion is somebody who never gives up, who keeps on trying. So you keep on trying, you become a champion. But at the end, even if you do not win, you may lose the game, but you are not a loser. You have done it after struggles. You have put up all the efforts in the world. So you are like a champion, that attitude of the champion, so that you can lose like a champion, which is a very beautiful line. It gives us a concrete image of a person who has struggled till the end, but not finally able to win the prize. So we can see that using a very simple idea about a sporting game, how the poet tells us about a very difficult, very complex idea of life and its lessons. So using through a simple idea, he teaches the scenes changes to a very serious game of life. The poet has used many such techniques to add to the beauty of the poem. One, we have seen the simile and the metaphor, and then there is not much of a musicality in the poem. He has not used many rhyming words or anything, but because it is a very, the poet talks about a very serious subject, he has used many repetition words and repetition of certain phrases and lines to emphasize his point. Certain points are very important, so to emphasize on that, he has used the technique of repetition. In the poem, we can see many such lines. First one is, I hope you win. The poet says that I hope you win, I hope you win. But it is just a hope. It is not that you must win, because winning is nice. Winning is a very good feeling. To emphasize that point, he has repeated those words. Then again, there is no telling. He has told those words 2-3 times to emphasize that it is all upon chance. In life and in game, everything depends upon chance. Nobody can predict life. Nobody can predict how the ball will bounce in a game, or what turns and twists there is in our life. You take what comes. Another line is, you take what comes. You take what comes. That is, you do not give up hope. Whatever comes your way, you must make the best out of it. You must utilize that situation, you must find the way out of that situation, or you should use the positives of that situation and go on with your life, or try to put in the best effort and try to win. You should not lose hope. That is, you take what comes. You do not say, no, I will not do it. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I expected, because nothing happens according to expectation. Another line is not the point. He has used it in 3 lines. First one is, winning is not the point. Wanting to win is the point. Not giving up is the point. So he is emphasizing the points. That winning, it is not important. It is not a must that you should win, but you should play so that you can win. You must put in your best effort. You must have that faith in you. You must have that rigor in you to win. You must have that vigor in you, that need to win. That is important. Not giving up is the point. That you should not give up. You should not lose hope. You should not lose your goal. That is the point. Using these lines, repetition of these lines, the poet emphasizes on the major ideas in the poem. Again, he has used another technique for musicality. It is alliteration. Alliteration is a device in which vowel sounds are repeated. There is a repetition of I in the poem many times. It is a very simple technique. He has used it not very too much in the poem, a little bit here and there. You can see the repetition of I. So you can see that there is a metaphor, there is a simile, and for musicality he has used repetition and there is alliteration. So these are the major devices which add to the beauty of the poem. Now we will look at the question answers from the text. The first question is, what cannot be predicted? We have seen from the poem that the game, what happens in the game, it cannot be predicted. What happens in life cannot be predicted. How the ball will bounce cannot be predicted, which has been explained. The second question is, what kind of a game is life according to the speaker? We have seen from the poem that the speaker says life is a game. It is a big game. It's a dead serious game. It is not a silly game, and because life is a serious game, you have to take things very seriously and you have to put in your best effort. The third question is the speaker talking about the game or is he talking about something else? We have seen from the poem that the parent or the speaker is not speaking just about the sporting game or the sporting challenge. He is speaking about the greater game or the bigger game of life. He is speaking about life. He has used the metaphor of sport as a metaphor for life, and he is teaching you about lessons in life, how to deal with the challenges in life. What is the parent preparing the child for? In the beginning we see that the parent is preparing the child for facing the sporting challenge, how to go about and face that game, how to work your way forward in the game. But we'll soon see that the scene slowly changes and the father is preparing the child for his life that is to come ahead. Just like this game, you have a greater game of life in which you have to move forward. That we can see in the poem, that the father is preparing the child to face the challenges of life where nothing can be predicted, where there will be joys, miseries, heartbreaks, where the ball will bounce way out of your league. But how to go about it, how not to lose hope, how not to let others down, but you should keep on trying, and how to win and how to accept defeat and how to accept victories and defeat in the same way. The next question is, what is the significance of the title of the poem? It has been explained. The title itself is the basic idea of the poem. What counts is trying. In life it is not winning, it is not losing, it is what counts is trying. Winning is important, but winning is not the ultimate thing. Winning is a nice feeling, but the experience you get from it, and the effort you put through it, that attitude is what matters. What counts is trying. It is the basic idea of the poem, and throughout the poem, the poet has emphasized that idea. The next question is, winning is not the point. Why do you think the poet says so? In the last portion, he says winning is not the point. Because winning is nice. In the beginning itself he says winning is nice, but that feeling of nice, that nice feeling and that feeling of owning the world is momentary. It is just temporary. That excitement all passes, and what is important is the experience that you get from the challenge, The effort you put in is more important. Towards the last he says that winning is fun, winning is nice, but what is important is the attitude you have, the effort you put in. You struggle hard, and from that you learn a lot of experience. You do not let yourself or the team members down. That is more important than winning. Even if you don't win, even if you lose, you should not lose like a loser. You should lose like a champion. That attitude is what matters. The next question is, imagine that you are about to appear for your board exam or any competitive exam. How will your parents encourage you? This is a subjective question, but still you have to keep in mind all the points, all the advice that you have got from the textbook, and write the answer. You can write that my parents will encourage me to study very hard. They will calm me. They will not make me nervous. They will not push me too hard. They will make me understand that I have to struggle. I have to work till very hard. I have to, without losing my goal, without losing my goal, I have to work hard and study. And then you have to pray before your exam and give everything up to chance. But your effort should be 100%. Half what you do, half providence or fortune will help you. You have to do your bit. Only then God or providence can help you. This is a subjective question. You have to keep the points from the poem and write your answer. The next question is, what message does the poet want to give? It is clear from the poem, it has been explained. The poet wants to give advice to children about life, how to deal with life. What counts is trying. It is not winning. You should not let victory get to your head. You should learn to accept defeats and victories, but without losing hope. You should keep on trying, because life is unpredictable. And whatever happens in life, you should not let your goal away. You should not forget your goal, and you should not lose hope. That is what is most important. What will you do? Next question. What will you do when you are on the verge of losing any match? This is again a subjective question, and the answer is subjective. But from the poem, what you have learned, you have to use it here in the answer. You can write, when I am at the verge of losing a match, I will not stay away from the match. I will not lose hope, but I will keep on trying. I will struggle. I will have the confidence to struggle forward. Maybe at the very end, things will turn and I may emerge as the victor. And even if I lose, I will have the feeling that I have done my best. I will not feel like a total loser. I will feel that I have done my best. I have put in the best effort. So it is okay. Next time, it is okay to lose after putting in a best effort. This experience will help me in the next challenge, because failure is the stepping stone to success. These are the questions that have been given. Hope you have all understood the poem. Thank you.